All right, everybody, welcome back to our session again. Today we are going to do a quick recap of what happened this year and what's in plan for next year. So with that said, we are now in session.
But before we begin all that, Charles, I want to take a moment to say happy holidays to our fans or our guests, people that support us. If you haven't subscribed already, please subscribe to our Instagram, our Facebook, our YouTube, and our TikTok now too. We're trying to continue being very active on social media. For the folks that have been following us, thank you so much. And happy
we
holidays.
appreciate it.
Yeah.
And today we are unlock a secret character today.
Yes.
Victoria, who is in the background, we want to welcome her back because she is the backbone in what we do, and without her we cannot do what we do.
Yeah.
All those reels and videos that you guys do see online, it's all thanks to her, because me, Charles, and Lucky, we don't know shit.
Yeah.
They owe.
She's
so,
a solid, she's a solid partner that ain't so silent.
But man, she is very talented. So check out her channel, guys. ThatOneLaoGirl. So check her out.
ThatOneLaoGirl.
Yep. So today we're just recapping, right?
Recapping.
Yeah.
Man, it's been a long journey.
For the folks to see this video, you guys will see it next year. So Happy New Year too.
Yeah.
Just to make sure. Happy New Year's to you guys.
It's been a long journey. We started in the garage.
Wait, first we started in the living room in January. This is before Lucky even jumped on.
This is Toby and Charles at this time. Lucky wasn't in the picture.
So
yet.
let's start from the beginning of the year. So the way we got this podcast started was we were at Sam's house, and I forgot what was it for, but we were there drinking, and we were just kind of drunk talking, and we're like, you know what? People will want to listen to us talk. I don't know if we were drunk or it was serious.
Sure you want to listen to y'all?
Who is these people?
So I don't know. Who are these people? People would just want to listen to us.
At that time, it sounded like, man, we have a lot of shit to say, And so in our mind, we were thinking, man, we do have a lot of shit to say.
Yeah.
Who's gonna
They're
listen?
imaginary.
We shouldn't gatekeep this information. The rest of the world need to know this.
We were going in deep conversations. I don't remember what the conversation is about, but we were like, it was deep. We're like, you know what? We're drunk. We're crying. We're laughing.
I don't know about crying.
Who was crying?
Well, somebody was crying.
It was Toby.
drunk and
Toby was
emotional.
crying.
I don't think so. I'm the mean one. I'm like, why you crying?
Toby made someone cry.
Yeah, there you go. More than likely.
No, Toby walked out a few times and came back in. Y'all still crying?
But that's how it started, huh?
Yeah, we got a laptop. We got this cheap mic that I got from Amazon. We plugged it in. We did our first session was 6 hours long. Yeah, and then
We didn't know what we were doing.
we were just rambling on and crying and laughing, and then we listened back to the audio, and that shit wasn't recorded.
Oh my God.
It didn't record. We didn't know how to use the mixer. We had to learn,
I remember y'all sharing that with me.
We had to learn these things, right? Because it definitely took us out of our comfort zone, right? Like, man, we didn't know what we were doing, but we knew what we wanted to do, right? We have something to say, and like, you know what, man, we need to split it up and kind of split the task and do it, right?
Sure.
Learn it,
So we went from the conversation living room to recording. Then where they go from there?
Okay, so we went to the garage. We got to set up a studio because, and then we were like, okay, let's get better mics. Let's get 4 mics. So we still got the cheap mics, and we did another 6-hour session. We were like, let's just drink and then just talk. And then our wives would be like, when you guys coming home? It's 3:00 in the morning.
It took that long, you know? Like for us, like, oh man, this is crazy,
Yeah, and after a while, we're just like, you know what? Maybe we shouldn't do 6-hour session. We should just do it down to 1 hour.
No, it wasn't 6 hours.
Not even 1 hour.
No, we could.
2 hours.
We were there for 6 hours, but we were trying to record 1 hour.
And then you didn't record anything.
Yeah, then we didn't record anything,
So I think it took us, 15 sessions in before we actually got one decent recording that we are actually able to share on. And then what did we do after that?
Well, we got everything in, and then we kind of hit a snag. One of our guys, kind of said, you know what, this isn't for him anymore.
Yeah.
And that's when we're like, man, we're down to 3. We need another person, right? And then we were brainstorming who to bring on, who had that personality, who had the charisma and the fedora. We were like, man,
we need a sexy guy. Tell me we need a sexy
guy, right? And then Charles brought up, what about Lucky? And I was thinking,
Well, he's not sexy.
Yeah.
Hey,
remember, we were drunk at this point.
Oh man.
That's why they thought it was sexy. They were drunk.
we were going
was drunk
through
vision.
Facebook. No, we were going through Facebook. No. Oh, wait, yeah, okay, lucky. We look at his 2011 picture where he still had hair, right?
This was like Tinder. You were swiping left and
Yeah, we were
right.
swiping left and right. Exactly.
I was like 25 at that time. Oh my God, I had a nice hair too. Jeez. Yeah, at that time, Charles reached out to me. See, and I always really wanted to do a podcast. I was gonna figure something out. I was talking with Charles, like even around that time too, and when he posted on Facebook of you guys on Facebook, and I was like, dude, I always wanted to do that, But then that died down, right? Because I didn't know how serious you guys were, and then that's when they brought LL Cool Lucky in there, and man, my first 2 sessions, I'm like, hell no, man. I don't know, dude. I don't think I could do 3-4 hours with you guys every Friday. It was every Friday, right?
We were trying to figure it out too.
Trying to figure it
Yeah.
out.
Because we started putting some real money into it. So buying the right mic, headphones, the mixers. And so we were thinking, like, who has the time to dedicate it and also help with the expenses? Because it got expensive real quick. We weren't ready for it.
Yeah, and then I'd say that, but we're gonna go in this. Let's do something about it. Let's get a little bit more serious. And then I think everybody says we kind of all agree with it. Like, hey, we're gonna put time and effort and money into it. And then I had a room available too. And at the barn in the summertime, 110 degrees, we were sweating. We brought the wrong food before we did the podcast. We brought papaya before the broadcast. That was a bad choice because Charles soaking wet. Sweating.
Oh yeah,
right. I'm like,
And Charles on a normal day is already sweaty.
Well, at first we did only Spotify, right? We only did
Spotify.
Spotify. And then after that, we're like, man, we need to get video on this, right?
Yep.
And then so we did a video recording first, and it came out crappy, right?
Yeah.
Oh my God! Like
Blurry.
We had
blurry.
3 phones up, and a camera up, and only one got recorded at a bad angle.
And iPhone 4 or 5? We're at iPhone 5.
So you guys could go.
bad.
You guys could go on to our first video that we
horrible.
posted up. That's how bad it was. Like if you just picture a room full of trash bag as background cover, and then
It was curtain, Charles. It was curtain.
It was curtains.
And
Yeah,
then they
it was
recorded it with a rock.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then the audio was just so bad that we had to like kind of upload the audio and then the video, and we just prayed that the lip and the audio sync. So we're just like, oh man.
And then
This just
Lucky
sucks.
brought up, right? You know what? We need to get this video on lock.
Yeah.
And then we started brainstorming again. Well, who do we know that could do this for us? And he recommended Victoria, to add to the team. And we're like, okay, yeah, let's do it.
Nobody knew who I was.
No, nobody
Like Toby
knew.
and Sam.
I
They're
didn't
like,
know.
who are you?
Yeah.
Nobody
Sam's all
knew.
like
Yeah.
putting stuff up. And I'm like, hi, I'm here for the interview. And then
What?
Lucky comes in, you got the job.
I think we were being very strategic. We were thinking, who is this person that could be a team player, but also has some experience in the field, and also understood the work behind closed doors. And I think your name came up. And it was
thanks to you, though,
it
because
was
we
the right
didn't know who
match.
you were.
Yeah.
We didn't know.
I knew who she was. I just didn't think of
So
it.
it's just me. So it's just me then, huh?
Well, yeah. I mean, she works at Sake, so I know
yeah.
one of our supporters.
Oh, the server?
Yeah, the server.
There's so many things I do like behind the scenes
Exactly,
that people don't
behind the
know.
scenes.
Yeah, that's why we brought you onto this podcast to let people know that what you're doing.
Victoria also volunteered for me for many, many years at Firm. She did a lot of events and
Yeah.
other things. So I got an opportunity to saw her work ethics, and that's why I said, hey, this would be a great person to bring, and we could learn from her. She could learn from us, vice versa. But I think it was a love match right there. Like, hey, this will mesh together.
I think for me, why I said yes was because I heard that you volunteer your time and you gave back.
Yeah.
And that's what got me like, oh shoot, this is something that when we started this podcast, we wanted to give value to the community, right? We wanted to give from our experience, our knowledge for the future generation that's coming up. Say, hey, we went through the grind, and we hope the next generation coming up is going to take the ball and kind of run with it too, So I'm like, what, this is a good thing, So it's meant to be, right?
Yeah. If you think about recapping, like what brings to your mind, Victoria, about even the things that we did from August to now, what video or what scene, and you do most of our edits.
Yeah,
So
you
like
see it.
what pops to you to say, Dude, this is hilarious, man. Like, I can't believe you guys even did that, or or Charles, Toby, or myself. Like, what is your clip that brings remembrance to 2022 first?
I was thinking about I think it was like the very first one.
Oh, was it?
Is it the first one where you guys were talking about like Toby going on diving, and then the instructor had like a boner on him, and then Lucky he was pooping in the cornfield, and he only had corn husks, and I'm just like editing, I'm like, do I hear this shit?
I'm still shaking right now when you say corn nuts.
And I'm like, why does 90% of this video about taking a shit? I'm like, whatever. This is what I signed up for.
See, that was one of the things that we talked about as far as our podcast. We wanted to highlight true, authentic stories, right? From our content, from our experience, from our culture. And how do we share that? Because I'm not embarrassed to share anything about my personal life, and that's the beauty of letting our audience see that these three dumb, loud guys want to talk about shit, and make it hilarious, or any other topics, right? And we all have our own professions and things that we do, but the whole part of the podcast was to highlight stories and community and culture, and that's what we wanted to do. So,
well, I don't know about being vulnerable, because I have a hard time with that. Because
Toby does have a hard time with that.
Because being on this podcast kind of expose you in a certain way, right? Yeah. And so to me, I'm very private. I'm very like, I keep certain things to myself, and I only let people know what they should know. Versus like be an open book.
Yeah.
So it's been very challenging for me in this podcast. Yeah, so. How about you, Charles?
Well, I mean, I don't know if you guys noticed this, but me and Toby are the exact opposite, because he's more of the masculine, I'm more of the feminine. I'm an open book. Like, I share way more than I should.
Yeah,
and sometimes like, they'd be like, hey, did you really say that? Like, did I? Oh, fuck.
I know sometimes when he's saying something, I'm like, Are we going down this road? Like, okay. You're like, okay, all right, Charles.
Because, like, I got in a high.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, like, if you ask me outside, like, on the streets or whatever, like, I'll tell you guys.
I'm that way, too.
Yeah, because it's my experience.
Pisces in us. It's just Pisces in us. Yeah.
I'm pretty open.
Yeah, you're open, too.
I keep talking. And I try to learn how to stop talking.
That's the hardest part, is where you gotta stop and, like, wait. They asked for directions to go to the restaurant. Why did I tell them the story of my life?
You know who, like with Samari? Samari is like, she has like a very short attention span. So I had to learn how to keep my stories short, because she will like drift off. And I'm just like, come on, I'm still talking. So I had to delete the details.
So Samari, in case you guys don't know who she is, she's the one who won the $100 gift card.
Yeah.
And also the owner of Sake Japanese Cuisine.
One of our sponsors as well. She's done amazing work in the community. She sponsors not only us, but I think even other
LACF. She's done a lot of work.
A lot of community work,
Right. She's supporting a lot of the ventures that people are taking, and so, go support her restaurant.
Yeah.
Yeah. And moving forward with our podcast to our audience too, or watching this, we really want to grow and trying to figure out how we can bring sponsorships or highlight people that want to be marketable in our space as well, even locally or even internationally in different states too. We need your guys' support. So if you guys have an idea that you guys come up with, please share it on our comments. Okay, we love to hear from you how we could bring up more sponsorship to support the things that we're doing today. Yeah.
What about you, Lucky? What topic or session like stuck out to you?
Oh man. I mean all of them were great for me. But the one that probably stood out was when we had a debate about dating. The Friends one, the most recent one, the Friends one was pretty cool to hear different takes of it. That one's tough because I've coming from a marriage and family therapist and work with couples. I see a lot of those things in our community, and yeah, those are definitely sketchy subjects to talk about. But I really enjoy that the most out of all of our conversations. Yeah.
I think honestly, I just like talking shit to you guys.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like when I come and do these things, right? I kind of feel like, man, I'm just hanging out with my buddies. It's like we're sitting around, the bonfire after we drink, after a party, and then we're just just shooting the crap.
So what fruit are you?
I was just thinking about that when you were a tomato.
That's another one that just came to my mind.
I remember that because it just came up because we were working through these we don't want any silent on the podcast. So all right, that's what came to my mind, and then I just spit it out,
So what fruit are you again? Because last time you asked vegetables, and you said you gave
a
fruit.
Was a mango, right? Didn't I?
Yeah,
it was a mango. Yeah.
Yeah, so I think he's like, "What vegetable are you?" And he's like, "I'm a mango."
There was a comment on that too on our someone a comment said, "Wait a minute, he said vegetable. Why you say fruit?"
Talking about not understanding your own questions.
I think my mind worked, a little too fast, and
it's like I had a question and I didn't have an answer.
Yeah, I don't have an answer for it.
Wait, so why did you feel like you were a mango? Because I don't think we got that part.
Oh, because my face, I get all red and stuff, kind of like.
And you're sweet in the inside or what?
Sweet on the inside
and sour sometimes.
Sour sometimes.
It depends on which part you bite.
When the season, he's green inside.
Yeah, depends on the season, right?
Yeah.
So that session that he was green, he was sour that day.
I was red that day.
Oh my God, you know how stressful it was when Toby was green the last two podcasts? I was like, please export. Green.
Well, so just let people know that we're still going through trial and errors. We've been doing this for a year now. We're just still things that we're just learning, and especially on the technical side. And
it's not our first. It's not our first job, So we're getting into it, right?
Yeah. Exactly, because we all have a primary job, and then this is our passion job.
Side hustle.
Yeah, I'll call it a passion project.
Yeah,
you know what? I also think about our guests too. We had incredible guests.
Yes.
This past 3-4 months, in a short span, and who brings a podcast to be able to connect with leaders and people who do fun things in the community. Mania, KP, Henry got a great perspective when you guys interviewed him. Victoria, A,
T.
T, yeah, you name it. All Ton,
yes.
Yeah.
Like all these other folks that came. Are we missing any other guests? I think, yeah, we have a long list too. Like
Scott
and Cade. There you go. Yeah,
get my boys over there.
Yeah.
Sorry, we're just going down the list. We didn't write this down. We're just going off the dome.
Yeah, Victoria, when you do the edits, for the audit, do you watch the whole clip and you're laughing at times too at our clips too?
Yeah.
I'm just shaking your head too. I can't believe it.
Especially when you were telling the story to Charles. Wait, what was it you were asking? So like a guy and a girl, and then no, Charles, you're like a guy and a girl, and you're like, or a girl and a guy, and I'm like, that's the same thing. Or vice versa. And it was like the longest story.
No,
and I'm like,
depends who's top, who's bottom.
too. I was like, I'm confused too, and like it's like. No, I said it correctly. It's like there was just too much detail.
It depends who's top, who's bottom. Who taking charge? The guy or the girl?
Oh my God! The edit just freaking killed me.
Man, I've been loving the edit because the stuff that's been putting in. I'm like, wow, very creative.
I think that brings the audience to watch some of those things. And oftentimes we see videos where it just has the person talking, whatever, but. When you put characters and Eisenhower or is it Churchill? Yeah, it was Churchill.
Winston Churchill.
Yeah, Winston Churchill.
Should be fact checking me.
I was like, let me look up Winston Churchill. Let me put it behind him.
No, I love how wait, you fact checked me and Toby was correcting me and I go, no, it's this way. And then you go, nope, this wrong. It was this. I'm like, oh man, they had to call me out even after the podcast. That's some bullshit.
All the videos are archived.
Is it?
So like every time people could just always look back and be like, nah. You remember when you said that?
Victoria, on your podcast, on your content, you work on ours too, but is there anything else that you do in the community in the background too? I know you do a lot of side projects. I
do a lot of stuff, guys. Yeah. I do my own content, which is like sketches, comedy sketches, which focuses on the Lao family and making it relatable to people. But then I also do stuff for Sabaidi Fest. So I create the marketing strategy for pushing our influencers or our artists or just the culture or the food. And then sometimes I do stuff for like Sake. I'll do their videos. So if you like look at the videos and it looks good, I'm like, I did that.
Gotta take the credit for those, right?
Gotta take credit.
So I always wanted to know, out of all of us that are here on the podcast, who's the hardest one to edit or fix?
Lucky. Lucky moves so much. You move so much.
I drink.
And then you talk over people.
Talk over people.
Turn red.
Turn red. Yeah.
But like for a while, it was Toby because he was green.
Oh, we have our seasons then, huh?
It was winter, right? Oh yeah.
Yeah. So let's change it up a little bit. Since we already talked about what we did this year so far.
No, I want to hear
what,
because Victoria had a lot of women's perspective about things.
Okay.
Well, not only that, she came on to roast us.
I want to. I want to hear from
why.
Victoria about when she mentioned about the Andrew Tate, that video that we did. I want to hear what Victoria has to say about Andrew Tate. What do you feel about Andrew Tate?
I know she called me a fanboy. So explain
You
yourself.
were a
You
fanboy.
sound like a fanboy.
It's like
You knew every.
the
you
people
knew-
are trying to silence him, and Toby's like, "Who's the people? I don't know, but they're trying to silence him."
Yeah, the people.
I think Victoria is
on the-
trying to silence him.
Was it the Constitution where we say like we the people?
We the
them
people.
Who is that in the Constitution?
Victoria, was there any one video that you just said, "Oh no, I don't want to edit this or even put this one up"?
It was the Andrew Tate one.
The Andrew Tate
I
one?
was just like, this is so annoying. I'm like,
She's the people. That's what she's talking about.
Yeah, you're one of them people.
I didn't even silence it. I uploaded it for you guys.
Yeah.
So
Which
what
one
is
was
it?
that about? That Andrew Tate was
That's
that the
about,
relationship one?
Gender roles, I think.
Gender roles.
Oh,
yes.
the general. All right.
Also, you don't have to give this critique, but I put you on blast. How have we been doing since the first day we've done this? When you first started to now, have you seen some improvements in us? Anything that we want to do better? This would depend on your paycheck next month.
Oh, you guys are great. You guys are wonderful. Oh my God, fabulous.
In that case,
You're still not getting raised yet. So what is it, Victoria? Or have you seen an improvement? And you could share. I mean, this is real right now for the audience.
she's a Virgo guy, so she don't hold
You
back.
could be mean too.
The very first one I edited, I really liked you guys because you guys had a light about you guys where you guys very like connected really well with each other, and then a lot of people like they don't connect. It's just really fake. And then I saw like you guys starting to think so much about it being a business, and then you guys end up kind of low-key being fake. Like,
No,
just,
you're being real.
Like you guys are like tracking yourself like, oh, like I shouldn't do that. Like I can see you guys thinking.
Yeah.
Like I really see it on the top of your brain like, oh, wait, I can't do that. Oh, I can't do that. And then like I think I kind of gave that criticism, and then you guys like kind of went back.
Well, I mean, because at first people go, man, we can't understand you guys. All you guys do is laugh. I'm like, okay, I got to hold back because I want people to understand what the hell we're talking about, especially if they're listening to Spotify and not YouTube. And we're just laughing all the time. I'm like, okay, guys, we got to take turns talking. And we're trying to make it structure. Man, that shit was a fail.
Well, I think, go ahead, Tommy.
No, I think what it was somebody told me I was being too mean on the podcast, right?
Yeah.
So I'm like, I'm being too mean. Like,
You should have doubled down.
I know. Like, and that's what I did, right? I'm like, you know what? Fuck this shit. You know, like I'm just gonna speak my mind, you know, and whatever comes up, you know, if I get canceled, I get canceled. You're like, all right, well,
Beep.
yeah.
And then, which colors, they told me that I was a little too serious. I was like, what? I was serious. I thought I was smiling the whole time. But you know what?
When were you serious?
I don't know.
Who's saying this?
I hear it like on the comments.
No, I think you look up too much. That was
No, that's my own.
That was your own thing?
That's my own thing. Because I was watching a thing and I kept looking up or looking down. I'm just looking at myself like, where the
You're
fuck
just
are you
looking
looking,
for the
bro?
answers.
Well, I think, part of the adjustment, right? You go from Spotify to a video recording.
Yeah.
You care about your appearance. You care about how the way
Yeah.
you sit. So a lot of things go into your mind as you're trying to figure out how to even manage the sound and do all that. I know I did. I did that a lot because I'm looking around like, okay, I'm moving. I make sure the mic's here. These guys like, go out. Go out.
Oh, that was Charles.
Yeah,
all the
Charles.
time.
Charles like, so go out.
Speaking to the mic.
Yeah,
Speaking to the mic.
speak to the mic.
Oh, because you'll be away. Yeah. Dude, we can't understand one thing you're saying, bro.
So I think, now that we have a better flow, right? We're improving. We're going. The flow now is beautiful. Like we could joke around, we could laugh. We're not too serious. We could be serious at times, but that's part of adjusting to different environment, to the way the structure is. But yeah, definitely, I can see that.
But it's part of growing too, right? Because we've never done this, right?
Yeah,
so
never.
It's like, dude, we have something to say. I mean, it's cool. We sit around the bonfire and stuff, but we have something to say on this, and we're recording it. Hey, man, how are we supposed to do this, right? And we didn't have a mentor like we talked about with Scott and Kay and all the other.
We didn't have that.
We didn't have that.
We didn't sit at a lab and say, hey, this is how you do this, watch them for a couple sessions. We never did that, So that was pretty cool. Is there anything that you would like to see us talk about, Victoria? As you look at, your work that you do in the social media and possibly listen to Mr. Tate or whatever, but is there any subjects or things that you like to see?
Do we need to double down on Andrew Tate?
No.
Yeah, what would you like to see us talk about? Starting 2023, what would you like to see?
I don't know. Maybe get a little bit more serious. Open up, Toby. What are your future goals? What are your future goals? What do you want to see? Where do you see the podcast going?
So we're going to that section now.
Well, no. It could be good too. That's not actually. We were kind of already thinking about a lot of stuff for those, but we didn't want to share it yet to the audience because we have something in store for them.
Me,
I don't know what we're doing.
For me, the reason why I wanted to do this podcast was that I wanted to leave something behind. I have a son, so for me, as when my dad passed away, right, he didn't leave anything behind to where I would remember the lessons that he taught me, right?
Yep.
So I figure, you know what? If I could archive what I'm saying, and if I'm talking about this to the audience, and with my, as I'm talking to my son too, he could just go back, watch the video, and say, you know what, I remember my dad taught me that.
Right.
I remember he showed me this way, So that was one of my biggest motivator to do this was because of him, So.
Yep, I'm on the same page with Toby where I want to leave something for my kids to see, and also because there's gonna be a lot of failures with this that we're doing, and my kids will be able to see the growth that we've started at.
Yep.
And also archive the things that we're trying to teach our kids, also to people with our experience and our personal experience. And then for my kids to be like, oh, my dad's opinion on one thing is like this in 2022, 2030 he's thinking differently, and he's able to change and still continue to be who he is. So I want my kids to be able to see me growing up in front of them too.
And it's also to chronicle, right? Like our journey from the very beginning, how hard it was to struggle, right? And we still kept going. How many times we failed, right? And we still kept pursuing it. How much time we put in, and we still were able to get this far, and we still have a lot more growing to do,
Yeah.
Not gonna lie, like there's some comments or like feedbacks about me, and like, man, I feel bad. Why you guys gotta hurt my feelings for? Like, I'm sensitive.
Feminine energy, man.
Yeah, you gotta have a thick skin to start this.
Yeah, I don't give a fuck.
He did before in the beginning, huh?
Yeah, he did.
Well,
he did.
I'm the same way
stiff.
though. When I post up my videos and people are like saying things, I'm just like, oh man, should I keep doing this? Yeah, fuck it. Let me do this.
Nah, keep doing it.
Let me tag them.
It's not so much about my feelings being hurt. It's more of like, are they right? Should I fix it? And when I try to fix it, I'm like, you know
guess.
what? No, it don't feel right.
Yeah.
So I'm
guess.
gonna be myself.
You gotta be yourself.
Yeah.
And I think for me, like, I'm always, I'm always in the space where I'm always talking. So I'm very outgoing, and my persona has always been that way. So I think when I hear them talk about, pass on to the kids and having the kids seeing it, I think for me it's part of my hobby. I really enjoy doing this. Because I told Charles too, like, man, I always wanted to my own podcast and interview athletes. I love athletes, so I wanted to do that. And I love being in front of the camera or talking. I do that for work sometimes, and I really enjoy that. So for me, it was more of, for this group was like, where can we take this to the next level where, I have some experience in that, but also to get my team along to come join me and to experience this. It's going to be an amazing thing, and to get out of your comfort zone with a challenge. Like, I love challenges.
Yep.
Someone told me, "Man, Lucky, I don't know about this podcast now in session, man. You guys started in August," but then I asked the person, like, where are we at now? So, oh man, this has been great, you know. And those challenges I love the most, and that's what strives me to do things I do in life. When people tell me that I can't do it, or the things that I'm unable to do it, I take that to heart, and not to impress them, but to impress myself, because those are things that
Take it personal.
Take it personal. I can see a value in that, you know. And it makes me feel good that people doubted me, you know, and I'm still doing it today. So I push towards that.
We need to piggyback off that, because a lot of you guys poll that we're both gonna stay fat. That's fucked up.
See, I
voted that.
I voted the same thing.
Hey, and I laughed when I saw that. I laughed, dude. I was like, I actually kind of agree with them, but nah, I'm gonna prove them wrong again.
You know what? I just did it because I wanted to be mean to you guys, right? I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna say they're gonna be fat.
It's okay. I voted that too.
See, I was the only one that voted for myself.
Even Charles don't believe in
He didn't
himself.
believe in himself. He didn't even vote on himself. You didn't vote on yourself,
Because
Charles.
I put that up, and I was like, you know what? I need to be the first vote. And I was gonna like, nah, it's cliche to just vote for yourself, because of course I believe in myself. But I was like, you know what? Let me just vote this one to get it started. And man, I thought people was gonna change, and people just follow my lead.
It was a lot of vote on that one.
For the 8 people that voted for me, thank you so much. I have your faith. You guys have mine as well. I'm gonna win this bet,
Bro,
I
that
like
was a challenge.
I like how you guys posted photos from like 2004.
No,
Not even the recent.
no, that one was like 2 years ago. That post was 2 years ago. I
ago.
sent you.
But you know, during the pandemic, everything is tripled.
Exactly.
So it's like
That's
6
why-
years ago.
That's why we gain weight. That's that's why
I
we're
was
older and
looking
we
at him
gain
like,
weight.
man, these guys look like they just had sex. What the hell? Like, you posted this big.
No.
No, I just
photo
ran.
was-
I just
photo
ran.
was,
You're in the
from
gym.
No, yeah, but that was from the beginning of this year, where I was running around shirtless so fast that my neighbors can't see me.
Oh my god, I
you were
think about
running
that
in
all
place?
the time.
You're running in place.
He was like this. Because I was running so fast, neighbors can't see me. I'm like, how fast is this dude running? He's the Flash now.
I do after like 10 steps. I'm like, you know, just like breathing hard.
You know, we recapping 2023. What about 2022? What about 2023? As we move on, this video is going out after New Year, so the audience are seeing this. Can we share a little glimpse of what we have in store?
Go first.
Yeah, I mean, I think
Yeah, go ahead.
since we briefly talked about it, Charles trying to give me a hint. No, we really, we really want to push ourselves as far as audience, topics of discussion. We want to be more intimate with our viewers. We also
not
want
that intimate, right?
Well, intimate meaning we want to engage with our followers and our comments more often. We're doing that today, but we want to extend that even further. We also want to take road trips as a podcast. We want to visit towns and cities that want to support us. So we're also looking for sponsorship for that as well. So if you're out there in the cities, countries, or whatever, and you love for us to be a part of your town, your house, we love to go in a house and cook and eat with you guys and get to meet you. That's some things that we have in store for next year, because this is a different podcast as we're moving forward, but we also want to engage in that way. Besides sitting in a desk like this and do that, we want to be mobile. We want to go out and do things. And maybe that's not the first quarter, but maybe the second into the third and fourth quarter, we want to do something a little different. And I know that it was a brief discussion with our team, but we'll probably dive deeper into that into next year. We want to be more engaging in concerts, support community events. We want to do that more. I myself too, with a busy schedule, I need to make time for that. The community is important to us, and we want to show how appreciative we are to them, because we want to grow together, and that's the whole part of this whole part of this podcast. We want to highlight stories.
I want to break that curse.
Yeah, there you
know
go.
what I mean, that
There you
curse that you heard about the curse, the Lao curse.
Well, I mean,
Never
No.
heard about the curse, the story, the folklore
story?
No.
Yeah, the folklore story.
in
where
Lao,
they
or
say-
you're translating to Lao to English?
No, so the story, briefly,
I wanna
just
know
very
this story.
very brief, right?
Yeah, let's
They're
hear this,
saying
Toby.
there was this guy that was, I guess he used to be a slave or something, right? And they were in the forest, something happened, and they were making rice porridge, but he went into the forest and broke off a branch of some kind of tree. I forgot what tree it was. It was a black tree. And when he was mixing the porridge with that stick, he ate it, and they gave him strength and power, right? And so what happened was he came back, or something happened, and then he ended up being married to one of the princess of the king. So they lived in the city. It was named after him. But then the guy that he took the city from got mad and told the king that he was going to rebel and take over the kingdom. And so the king called him over and said, hey, if you do this job for me, I will make you like my right-hand man, right? And then so at that time, there was millions of elephants. And then they were fighting. Something happened, right? And then he drove the elephant out. And then so... Wait, did I say it right? No. This was before he took over, but I don't know the whole story. But at the end of the day, the king decided to kill him.
Oh.
And then before he died, he cursed the country of Laos, saying, if you get anywhere to be successful, the Lao people will not be successful. Something will always happen.
Wow.
Yes.
I never heard of that story.
I never heard of it.
It's called the Curse of Laos. It's a folklore.
The analogy of it is basically saying if I can't come up with you, then you're not going to be able to be successful.
Right.
It's more like if I can't have it, none of us
then I could have it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because it came down from like I guess he died on a toilet or something like that, right? I'm gonna have to look this up, and so that way I let you guys know. But I know there is a curse a story about that it cursed our people to not be successful, So
man, that's crazy, and that would be a perfect session for like our superstitions. And because I love superstitions and ghost stories.
Forgive me, people. I don't know
controversies, conspiracy theories. Dude, that's all me right there. But for me, the biggest thing that I'm looking forward to next year is, since my hashtag or my handles is the Foodie Realtor, I want to go out and eat at different local cuisine, like with restaurants, and just highlight all of our Southeast Asian food out there, and I get to eat.
Different cities as well.
Different cities,
yeah.
There's a restaurant with the lobster and big oxtail.
Galviet. Yeah. San Mateo.
San Mateo. I want to go check that out because, food is what brings people together. So when we go out there, we're going to support local
not karaoke.
Cuisine. Not karaoke.
We're going to karaoke.
We're going to interview him too. We're going to interview the owner too. So we're going to reach out to him, do an interview with him too.
And also I'm in Harris and then the Bay Area Foodie, a bunch of them, the Foodie channels. Like I want to interview all of them.
Yeah, there's a lot. There's so many Lao foodies and content creator folks, and there's so many. And continue doing it. People are watching this. Continue doing it. Anybody in different spaces, doesn't matter what you're doing. Continue doing that and showing and highlighting your story. That's amazing work. Toby, what are you looking for next year?
For this
he said
podcast?
he was gonna break the curse.
For his podcast. Oh yeah, break the curse.
Yeah, besides breaking the curse.
Besides breaking the curse.
What topic? What activities are you expecting?
Yeah, activities.
I mean, honestly, I like to meet different people and hear their stories, right? Hear their struggles and kind of hear where they're coming from. Everybody's stories is different, and I like listening to that stuff because then, we judge each other in a way where we think somebody else should be where we're at,
right.
But everybody is on a different path, and so for me, I like listening to people's stories, so the more people I can listen to, the better, knowledge I can get, so it kind of gives you a compassion, right? Like
true story.
Feel for each other, so that's what I look forward to,
And so also like different of opinions,
right?
Like, because, like we know what we know and we think we're right, but a lot of time, like there could be a different opinion from us, and we both could be right. And sometimes we're both wrong.
Yeah, and I even think like even like,
we're still arguing.
Yeah. We may be arguing about the same thing, but we're both right too.
We're both right too.
But we say it differently.
Yeah. There's time where me and Toby arguing the same thing. I'm like, I just said that, but I said it better.
Yeah.
What the?
You didn't say it how I wanted to say it.
You didn't say it how I want to hear it. That's what it was.
Victoria, what are you looking forward to 2023?
Man,
Miss That One Lao Girl.
There's so many things that I'm looking forward to. I just feel like this is like weird, but it's like I feel like my life had just begun because I've been through so many things in my life, like wanting to go to like college for like do medical stuff, and then like I wanted to do this and that, and then now I'm doing what I came back to doing what I had always really wanted to do, because like I always felt like I had a purpose in life to, be that person for someone. So I think I just started my journey on that. And there's just like ways that I want to connect to the community, have the community be heard, you know, sharing my skill set with people. And, you know, I always had second guess like my experience, my skills and stuff. So now that I'm becoming more confident that I am experienced, I am skilled, I have like knowledge of things, I really want to expand on that and then share it with other people. So that's what I am looking forward to. To 23.
No, I definitely seen your growth. I remember when you first started your videos, I'm like, I know this girl. She was just at Firm last week. But I think, you know, I seen you at a few restaurants, and you worked at a few places. I just say, hey, continue going, push yourself, you know. And in the beginning, it's really hard for people to engage. Even us, we had challenges. We went from 25 followers or 50, and most of those 50 were family members, you know. We could name everybody of those 50 peoples, but for everybody that's starting new, like Victoria said, like you always want to give your heart no matter what it is. Dance like nobody's watching, you know. Don't really care what people's opinions are. Only you are the one are special in your craft, and you know what you're doing, you know. And the same for us as we think about this year. We had an agenda. People criticize us about the way we talk. People mention, oh, Lucky, you talk too much or too loud, or Toby's too stern and mean, Charles too quiet. Like people had all kinds of opinions, you know?
Yeah.
But at the very end of the day, we looked at each other like, man, we're going to do shit how we wanted to do it. You know what I mean?
We say, fuck it.
Yeah.
You know, we're going to do it our way, you know?
People that called me, called Toby, called Charles. Hey, you guys should do it this way and do that. Like, dude, do you even know how to set up this freaking thing? Like, do you know how to even talk on a mic? Like,
there's a lot of people with a lot of opinions.
A lot of opinions.
And they're not willing to
do the grinding work.
They're not there to fix a situation.
Right.
They're just there to speak.
Right.
And they're not really gonna be like for me when I came in, I was like, oh, like I have a lot of opinions on things, but I really do want to see you guys succeed.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Well, we don't have haters. We ain't doing something right.
Yeah.
No, I was excited when somebody started hating on me. I'm like, oh my God, it's my first haters. I'm like, hopefully they stick around long enough.
But you know, we haven't had haters yet, but we have so much love, you know, from the community and from all across the state. Even from different countries, man, that are like messaging us saying, hey, man, this is dope, you know, like keep going, you know, like it feels like I'm hanging out with my brothers, you know, we're talking about these things. And you know, that's
meaningful, huh?
That's meaningful.
Oh, yeah.
It's like, yeah, we're talking about the stuff that means something to people. And it could be from Rhode Island and stuff. I never met them.
Yeah.
But you know, what we're saying, you know, hit a nerve, you know, and it's like, hey, maybe those people don't have brothers and stuff, you know. I think we want to be that, you know.
We definitely wanted to share a story that people can relate to, especially a lot of things in our Southeast Asian culture, even our Lao culture. We're all Lao here. There's things that it's a stigma of you said this out in the community or botong bok pai. You keep that in your family, right? And then there's times where you should keep certain things. Right? You lose your face, and there are things that you shouldn't share, like more private stuff. But there's things that we can be open and have an opinion, like Charles said.
Yeah.
What's your opinion on this? Because I may see things a little different. You know, our guests on the show may say, hey, I don't agree with that. Like, she brought up many topics that she didn't give a crap about. It's like she didn't care how people view her. Like, she cursed, she do all. One of the questions, your parents gonna be watching this show, Are you okay? Actually, I asked her that question. Your parents gonna be asking you, your parents gonna be watching the show. Are you comfortable with that? She goes, yeah, I don't give a damn. They know who I am, right? And this is part of my personality.
That's why I love her so much, is because she's so unapologetic.
Authentic. Yeah, she's authentic.
Very authentic.
Unfiltered.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's another thing I like about this podcast. Like, we want to bring in conversation that people are too afraid to talk about.
Right. Too afraid.
But, like they want to know more about it, but nobody's open enough to share their opinion or their side of the stories. And I mean, you don't have to go deep into your own personal, like if we talk about finances, you can talk about finances, but I mean, if you don't want to talk what's sitting in your bank account, then don't.
Yeah.
But you could talk about how much people in your position should be making, because that way it helps other people that get into the same field negotiate their salary. Because if you're just like, oh no, I mean, I don't want to tell you. Next thing you know, somebody new that just got the same job you did is making more money than you, but you never knew that.
I was always told to move in silent, you know, so I'm like, all right, so that's how I always move, was to move in silent, you know, like, you know, I never really like talked about like my dreams or my goals, or until I arrived and it's like, boom, okay, I'm here, guys.
Yeah.
What are your dreams and goals, Toby?
My dreams and
What
goals
makes you
is-
cry?
I don't know. Mosquito bite.
Well, because like I said, me and Toby's opposite. He moves in silent. He and people won't know until he shows up.
Yeah.
Me, I like to say a bunch of things and be like, you know what? I didn't like any of the stuff that I just said. I'm gonna go do this one. And then when I actually,
That's true.
then like because I wanted to speak into existence. I believe in manifesting. So I speak all these stuff like in my goals and dreams. Like if I want to make say 6 figure, but I'll say, dude, you know what? I want to make 7 figures, and I'll just keep saying it. And I was like, you know what? No, that shit's real. I'm just gonna go do this, and then I'm like, okay, I found something I really like, and then when I'm focused, I don't have time to talk about it. But when I'm just talking about it, that's because I'm trying to talk that out, and I want to hear what your opinions are. Your opinions are.
Oh, you know my opinion. You dreaming too big, Charles.
Never
Step
too
it
big.
down a little bit.
My
You know?
dream is never. You can never dream too big, but as long as your action goes towards that dream that you're going for.
So let's get to the roasting part. I want to hear. I want to
let's
hear.
get there. Let's get there.
Victoria's.
Roast. You know, like when we're on the butching. You know, we should roast
On a
each other.
butcher.
You know.
No, I'm nervous.
Why are you nervous?
Oh, you want me to go first for you?
Okay, yeah, go
Like
first.
because for me, like
Just so I can have come back.
lucky. Like I don't know why he think red is his color. This guy always wear red.
That's true.
He just blends in, look like he's
You're
sitting there butt naked.
disappearing into it. Yeah.
Remember on that fruit one or that
You were
vegetable one, I said I
wearing
was a
red.
tomato. You know, I said, yeah, I like a
He
tomato,
said a
man.
grape tomato.
A grape tomato, purple,
You haven't drank and
pomegranate.
you look red right now.
You're making him nervous.
No, I just get red with the winter time, of course. You know,
He's thinking about that banana
you know,
cream pie.
I'm thinking about the
banana cream pie.
I
Got
get
it,
red
got it.
off of part one beer, half a beer. I get red, you know. And most of my Asian brothers that are watching this too, y'all know y'all get red with me, man. One beer, we get red. But it doesn't mean that I'm drunk or anything. It just means that I'm red.
Yeah, you
So,
got
yeah.
the Asian glow.
Yeah, Asian glow. Someone actually put that on a comment, like, "Damn, my brother right there got an Asian glow."
Well, having the Asian glow is not the problem, but when you wear red to highlight that,
Yeah.
You blend in. It's like,
Yeah,
what the
dude.
heck?
Hey, it was Fresno State game that day. I didn't represent the city, man. Had a Fresno State hat.
Did you wear a red hat too?
Yes.
Yeah, red hat.
Yeah, no, he wore a
Red
red
hat,
hat,
red
too?
shirt.
Oh my
It was
God.
Fresno State. It was Fresno State game that night.
looking like the Kool-Aid man.
Wait, I think you said you were an eggplant.
It's an eggplant. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we like.
And then we're
nah,
like,
you
no,
ain't
you're a
eggplant,
tomato.
bro.
Yeah, no,
Tomato.
I went from red to purple, so yeah, I was part eggplant, Chinese eggplant or something. Yeah,
You know what else I hate? Like, like when I'll say something and then Toby feel like I didn't say it good enough, he'll repeat what I said in a different way, and I'll look at him, bro. I just said that. Yeah, but you said it wrong. I'm like, how did I say it wrong? You said the exact same thing I did, and you add like,
You know, I've been listening to an edit. I'm like, yeah, he just said the same shit.
I think what it is like it's the masculine and feminine energy, right? Kind of
Yeah.
like fighting each
you
other.
say it with
right?
some,
Like,
say it with your chest out.
It's because Toby doesn't listen.
that's true. I hear what you said, but I didn't listen to what you said.
and like he go no, and then he corrects me with the same thing I just said. I'm like, wait, we're not arguing. You're saying the same thing, but you just said it different.
That's true though. I don't really listen as well. You know, I need to work on that.
You're not here just to talk. You have to listen too, okay, Toby?
Well, no, I think Toby he plays with the sound and all that too. Because when I watch him too, he be like this. He be like, yeah. All right, let me try to ease you in.
I think I should nod right here.
The conversation.
No, for the most part, like when I hear sometimes like you would get too loud, right? So, oh, okay, so I gotta adjust this.
yeah.
So my mind is not listening to the topic, right?
So when
I'm
he's
like,
listening
okay,
to Charles, he's like bringing it down.
yeah. Oh,
What did
mute.
you say?
I'm gonna hit mute real quick.
Mute his ass.
But
I
yeah, it's
understand too, because Lucky is always like moving,
I'm
moving back and forth.
I'm always moving, man. Everywhere I do.
And that guy, like,
I can't
that,
sit still.
I know, like, when he'll talk and he'll start leaning back. And sometimes, like, dude, like right now, he got like a sticker on his t-shirt, like a brand new t-shirt.
Part of a
twice. That's twice.
Let me make sure I take this one out for you. Let the audience see. You know,
Twice.
Part of a dress, right?
Medium?
Is that a medium?
not
It
medium,
is
It's
but,
a
medium.
extra medium.
I just got this for Christmas, you know. So yeah, I forgot this for Christmas. It ain't gonna be 2X no more. It's gonna be probably XL, if I'm good. But yeah, good catch. Charles always catch those things.
He was ready. He
does not catch those things. He knows he's looking at your clothes. You know, he's not very detailed. You know,
No. I kept that as in silent. I'm like, all right, we're waiting to the roasting part.
See, when it comes dress, I let these guys dress me. They'll be like, Lucky, go change your shirt. I'll change my shirt. So
you know, working on this podcast, I hate the fact that Charles always changes his mind.
Indecisive, huh?
Indecisive, man. I'm like, bro, like you say all these things, you manifest all these things into the world, and then you go do something else.
I'd be looking at Charles. I'd be like, damn, I'm confused too, just looking at it. I'm losing my train of thought right now looking at it.
Well, sometimes I just say shit just to say shit. Like, I just want to see what people's reaction is. I'm like, I'll say something, and I'm just like, oh, that didn't get no reaction. Let me say something else.
So I just need camera time because Lucky is talking so much. I keep editing Lucky because he talks so much. I'm like, I need Charles to have more camera time. So if you want camera time, just sit next to Lucky.
Just sit next to me, bro.
Just sit next to him. You be all right. You get in there. You don't have to say nothing. Just sit right next to him.
Yeah, man, that's how Sam felt.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, yeah, Sam is always sitting there. He's always in the camera, but he's just sitting there.
Oh my God.
You got me choking.
No wonder I was like, Sam, you talking too, right? No, wait, I'm talking too.
Hey, see, Sam wasn't quiet. It just seemed that way because he was sitting next to you.
It was processing too. It was processing everything.
Yeah, but
In comparison.
by the time he finished processing, we on to the next topic already. And he brings it up like, bro, that was like 2 topics ago.
Oh man.
And like, I don't always change my mind. It's more of like, you have an opinion. I like, you know what? I kind of agree with that.
I gotta agree with that.
And then probably say,
I feel like you're always trying to do the opposite though.
Yeah.
Like you're just like, I'm gonna fight somebody.
I do.
Maybe say something else.
like, we could be agreeing.
No, he'd be fighting, and I'm like, what the hell are you fighting about, dude? He just said I was right earlier. What the hell's wrong with him? You know,
Just fighting by himself.
Sometimes like, you know, I agree with you, and then like all of a sudden you're on a high horse. I'm like, oh, wait, come back down there. Come back down there.
that's why every time I look at Charles Wade, because me and him sit across all the time, I'll be like, damn, dude, you're confusing me, man. I'm looking at you, dude. What the hell's going on?
I don't know. I'm a confusing guy.
Yeah.
It's the...
You know, honestly, we learning a lot about each other. You know, it's like, hey, man, I always thought Charles was mean, but he's actually a really nice guy. You know, like what?
I honestly
I never thought anybody would think he's mean. He's so like,
lighthearted,
No,
right?
he has,
Like, so
he has
chill.
short jabs. If you listen, he has short jabs. You just gotta
he
go.
does. He does have jabs.
I'm passive
I
I
aggressive
feel
as hell.
like I
Yeah,
feel like
you
when
have
I'm
to
near
aggressive.
him, I feel mean because he's like, why does Victoria hates me? I was just like,
He's Charles passive aggressive. You gotta watch.
Yeah.
You gotta listen to
I am
it.
passive
you know?
aggressive because I think it's funny. Like, I'll just say something. Like I said, I just say things just because I want to say it. And sometimes I would just say, like, you know, little jabs, like Toby say, where I'm like, oh, did it catch that? Like, oh, they're too stupid to understand what I said.
anyway, and so I put the subtitles on.
See, I know Charles, so we were in middle school, so I've never to see him be very like extroverted or loud, you know. But lately, as we got older, I'm like, damn, this guy louder than me sometimes, man. You know what I mean? I'm like, then he's like, we have the same birthday, same month. I was like, oh, freaking jeez, man. No wonder, dude.
Y'all grouped up together.
Yeah. Pisces, man.
I don't know. Like, and this is like when we stopped drinking before our session.
Yeah.
We just went sober and just said, you know what? We don't feel like drinking no more.
We're not getting sponsored by anybody.
Yeah.
And we were sponsored by
blank.
exactly. We were sponsored by Ultra. Yeah. Let me actually did this one too. But
so yeah, Kroger, you want to be on a water bottle still?
Kroger.
You know, hit us up.
sorry for this, but I got to take you off this label right here. Sorry about that. You know, but we need.
You already showed it.
I
They
know, but-
already got it.
But it went out. It went out already.
Hey, Kroger, you owe us $500.
For a session. Yeah. So man, it's coming down to the end, man. It's been a amazing and fun year. I really enjoy it. I honestly did think it was gonna go this far for a short period because we had our ups and downs, you know, with everything, and to be where it's at, I'm definitely looking forward to 2023. A lot of amazing topics that we wrote down for the audience, you know, like gambling. You know, Paul Man Pinong, they love gambling. definitely we're gonna talk about. Oh, I got a story. Can I share a story about gambling?
Go ahead.
Sure,
It's funny. It's on my head.
Let me share a story.
Hey, there's
You're
two
not
guys.
You're not gonna save it for the gambling podcast?
No, I'll share it too. But there's two guys. KCL, Binmugan. This could be a loud English mix.
But remember, you got to translate. As
Yeah.
Speaking aloud.
So there's two guys. They want to go gambling, right? Muman. The other guy.
Did you tell this story already?
I think you did.
I think I did. Right?
It's an unreleased one.
Oh, it was on the Lao one.
Go with it.
Yeah.
Remember? Oh, we didn't record that, did we?
No, we did record it.
We did.
But the
did
video
it go
didn't
up?
record.
See,
Oh, you're gonna have to
Yeah.
save that one. That was funny.
That one was funny,
I'm waiting for
dude.
Victoria to roast us right now.
Yeah.
Shit, still hasn't said nothing yet.
I'm trying to be
She
nice.
came on saying, you know what?
Yes.
I'm gonna say stuff to you guys. Okay.
I'm gonna roast you guys. Yeah, Toby dressing like my uncle from Laos right now.
This is what you call white luden.
No, but for real, my uncle has that whole outfit right now, and he's back in Laos with his new wife.
Me annoyed.
Oh,
So I'm going down the right path.
They down the right path.
He's getting all the
Going down
girls. He's getting all the girls. That is all matters.
Oh, man.
All the girls in Laos up in his Facebook DMs right now.
Really?
You,
How old is your uncle?
Taking notes right now.
my uncle?
How old is your uncle?
What is he? Like
40,
your age,
50s?
like 50?
Your age? Yeah.
I'm
Dang,
almost there.
Toby, you look 50, bro.
I'm almost there, for real.
Yeah. That's good. At
Very wise.
at least you have a Mianoid. That's even better, bro.
I have a Mianoid?
No, I'm saying
I have many Mianoids.
You go to Laos.
Oh, you go to Laos?
Whoa, that's another topic. Mianoid. Oh, everybody gonna tune into that.
Mianoid. They're having Puanoi now, too.
Oh,
In
jeez.
case the listeners don't know
Don't know what Mianoid is. Yeah,
Small wife.
that's in the Mexican culture. A Sancho, Sancha.
Yeah.
In English,
Side.
side pieces, right?
Yeah.
You have your little side pieces.
Mistress.
So that's a huge conversation because, man, that's one of those things that nobody want to talk about. I haven't heard people talk about side pieces. You know, importance of side pieces.
Hey, don't ruin it for all the Laos girls. I'm going to go back over
Actually,
there.
there's some guys right now that are
Victoria's
watching
uncle.
this. Some guys are watching it, probably like now in session. I need to shut up about that side pieces. Keep it to yourself.
Dude, was it like some old folks will go over there, marry like, say they're 70, marrying somebody 28 or something, and their brother-in-law or their mother-in-law be younger than them.
Yeah.
I would
Hey,
be like, dude, this
props
is
to
weird.
the girl that's 28 and, getting that check. She's going to get that bag.
Damn.
You do what you got to do. I ain't hating on the game.
There's different hustles.
Yeah, because the way she sees it, this man's like in his 70s. He got a good 5 to 10 years left. So I only got to work for 5 to 10 years before I retire on his was it life insurance, whatever he has.
He can still stroke it in bed too at
Probably
that age.
not.
Probably not.
Well, you need
There's
that
like
pill.
meds for that.
Oh, there's meds for that, Victoria. I didn't know you knew about meds.
Just got to pop that pill. You good.
Was it blue?
That's
talking about
another.
Blue Chew?
That's another topic. How old folks be using that stuff, man, and see.
Oh, my
What do you
God.
use,
Yeah.
Lucky?
Huh?
What do you use, Lucky?
I use the pink pill. The Benadryl. No, that's another one. I hear in the community all the time. Even my dad's friends, they talk about it. Hey,
The pill?
man, you get a girl, go back to Laos, and you get somebody that's 21, 18 years old. You pop the blue pill, your heart starts beating faster, 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 and you got to do what you got to do. So that's another one. I know some people in our audience know about that conversation, man. So I can't wait to talk about that next year. What else? What else, Victoria? What else you want to roast us on?
I can't really roast.
We got her.
Oh, my
But like,
God.
the
We
thing
got
is,
her.
like,
on the-
Oh, my
I
God.
talk a lot of shit.
Yeah, she's just talking
You
about
like
shit.
me.
We want you to
say-
talk shit.
You say
Talk
shit.
like
I
it.
say shit.
If you're gonna put the light on me, the camera on me, I'm not.
She's gonna wait
We're
till.
waiting for you to jump in. You're just sitting there. like,
She'll wait till we post the video,
That's 'cause
and
I'm
then she's gonna
shy.
comment. Since she edits the
Very
video, she's gonna
introvert.
comment on this one.
she did do the latest video. What you with that other girl? You did it with another girl.
Which one?
No, like she was saying something about the husband or
The
what was it?
acting one. I did that a long time ago. That was
Oh,
like
you did
in
one a long time ago?
2020 or something. They
Man,
just reposted
she was
it.
like, hey, she was trying to tell like this girl that, hey, this guy thinks you're cute, and this and that. And then she was like, "Oh no, you ain't that cute." And it's, "Oh, why don't you go ask your dad? Why don't you go ask your brother?" I'm like, "Oh, shit. That shit hella funny, dude." I was laughing, man. Like, damn, got him.
Got him.
What's funny is I wrote that whole script. That's how I got better at Lao, is because I was like writing those scripts
Wrote
and
the
just
scripts.
practicing Lao.
yeah.
Man, that's a way to learn Laos, huh? Just talk shit to people.
We actually need to do allow just one Lao.
But you kind of have to have a thick skin if you're Laos, right?
Oh, yeah.
Because everybody gonna talk shit to you.
Oh, of course.
You know, even the OG talk shit to you.
Yeah.
You know,
They talk shit the most.
Yeah, they talk shit the most.
I think it's in a
It's
in a
in a
healthy
love.
love way.
Do you
Talk
do
shit,
you ever
know?
say anything back?
Oh yeah, I say back all the time,
Say
man.
shit back all the time too.
I say back
So
all
what did
the
it say to you?
Oi, bak sok man ba, man sua. You know, that's it. That's it.
Oh, they're like,
or they'll throw something.
มึงกระเทย บ่ you know, like they say that all the time, you know.
Or mom say, "เจ้าอย่ามาเถียงแม่
Yeah.
Don't be arguing me."
They always tell me, like my mom's like, oh, just come and tweet that.
Yeah.
Oh, that
That's
man.
the biggest one.
She's like, oh, you're so fat. I'm like, oh yeah, I got it from you. That's why.
Yeah, when I walk,
Genetics.
definitely when I walk in the house. Oi, man lose now. Loseยัง? I'm like, what do you lose? Because I ain't thinking about what you lose. Lose now. My mom said, มันใหญ่หลาย so.
Oh, my.
So big, lose some.
Lose หัวผมข่อยวะ What is it? No เจ้าตุ้ยหลาย like shit, straightforward, blunt, you know. Cool, I'll lose weight for you, mom.
No, my favorite is, oh man, you look like you're happy. You're living a good life, aren't you? This is a nice way of calling you fat.
Oh, really?
And you're like, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, you're healthy and
จะแม่นกิน
reserved.
แซ่บ no จะแม่นกินแซ่บ no ลี่ no โอ้ยจะแม่นกินแซ่บ
Food tastes good right now, don't you?
Yeah. My uncle be saying that. Oh, so man can cow. Man, sap. I'm like, is it the food good or is the way I'm eating good or is I'm fat? Which one is it? You know?
Oh, you know, Samari dad always tell me, oh, กินหลอดกินไห่บ่มีข้อ I'm like,
So,
excuse me.
Eat till you got no neck. Damn.
yeah,
dude.
eat till you have no neck.
That's why I'm losing weight, bro. That's
Or
why
they
I'm
say,
trying
oh,
to lose weight, man.
ประหยัดคงกินเนตี้แหละ you know ประหยัดแน่กินเบิดแท้ you know
Save for next time.
Yeah, save for next
Eat a
time.
little bit. Man, you trying to tell me I'm fat or what? Man.
I be saying the meanest things to Samari dad. Because, like, I work with him and he tells me I'm fat all the time. And I was just like, well, at least I have teeth. At least I have hair. At least I'm not old.
See, I don't know if I could. I mean, I joke with my mom, but I don't know. I go to like where, you know, because women are more like
Sensitive.
sensitive to that. So I stay away from the sensitive, and I just talk about her hair a little bit.
It's equal rights, equal fights.
Oh, you're right. You're right. Yeah, no, I totally agree.
Not when you come to your parents or your mom, especially your mom.
Yeah.
I say stuff to my mom all the time. She throws something to I mean I throw it back. So I look just like you, mom. That's why I'm fat.
But I think it's our culture is designed in a way to make us resilient, right? Like when we go out there and get bullied, what's bully? You know, like okay, yeah,
Build character.
It builds character, right? If the kid come over and say, "Hey, you're fat," you're like, okay, and you know, like what else you got? You know, so
Bro, I didn't know I was bullied in elementary school until like I got into high school.
Yeah.
When I look back, I'm like, dude, I was being
kid was
bullied.
mean.
Yeah, those kids.
I didn't know I was a bully back then.
You didn't know you
Because
were
I was
a
just
bully?
talking shit, like you know, like, that's what we learn. And
Yeah.
like we
So
always
a
just
girl
talk shit and
went home
roast.
and cried to their parents because of Victoria. Look at that.
It's not. It's
Because
not
to
my
me, like
fault.
when
It's
people
my
are mean
parents.
to you, they love you. Like, you know, like family, like say shit to you, like because they love you.
Yeah.
So when
It's
at
just a
school,
conversation.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
in school, when these kids are being mean to me, I'm like, oh man, I got a lot of friends.
It's like back
sad.
in New York, right? You know how like in New York they're hella mean. Like to us, West Coast people, we're like, hey man, these fools are hella mean, right?
Yeah.
Like, but they're nice. They're not nice, but they're kind, right?
Yeah.
Like but they're mean, right? Like if you have like you know a flat tire, they'll fucking say shit to you. What the fuck, you stupid idiot, or
Yeah.
whatever. Like you know,
Yeah.
but they'll help you put the tire on, but
Yeah.
they'll say shit to you, you know.
Yeah.
But in the West Coast, you know, we're nice, but we're not kind. You know?
Right.
That's
Yeah.
what they say about the
Like
West
they'll
Coast.
just drive by you. Oh look, he has a flat
Yeah,
tire.
and they'll just drive past you and don't even help you.
Yeah.
Or say thank you to you when you let them merge and shit.
Right?
Like you? Oh, hell no. So you just merge?
No,
Now you know.
I was
Thank you.
saying thank you to you.
Like today I was driving over here, a car let me in, and so I changed lane, and I was going, I'm like, oh, I gotta say thank you to him. How do I say thank you? So I just hit the hazard light,
Yeah.
and I was like, and going, I'm like,
Is that how you say thank you?
Yeah, you
Yeah.
can do that. Say thank
but
you.
then he was in a race car, so I think like he thought I was,
You thought you were racing?
because not everybody understand that was a thank you.
I do that to gas. What's it called? brake check people.
Brake check people.
Yeah, so like when I, because I have bad road rage.
tailgates.
I have really bad road rage, and then there's people like that's just zooming in, and then they're just trying to zoom in front of me, so I'll go in front of them.
Shit.
Yeah.
I'll go in front of them.
Use your signal.
I'll go in front of them and I'll slow down, and then I'll press the emergency brake real quick, so it seems like I'm braking, but I'm not, so that they get scared, but then I'm still safe.
Yeah.
You're mean. You're the one I honk to, man. Like, man, get out my lane, dude. What's wrong with you, man?
Look, you can't go 90 on the freeway.
You
Get out my lane, dude. Get a ticket.
Yeah, that's an expensive ticket going 90 on
it's really expensive
65 because I did. Oh shit, it's expensive, bro.
Yeah, OGs, man. OGs got a lot to say, man. I crack jokes with them all the time. Yeah, we definitely gonna be talking about loud jokes in the future too. Interesting topic.
All right, guys, let's
wrap it up.
we're coming up. Let's wrap this up. Any last words on our wrap or session here, wrapping 2022 up, looking forward to the next topic, the
for
next
me,
goal.
As the dreamer, I want to have 10,000 followers on all platforms across the board. Instagram, Facebook, YouTube. I mean, I know it's a big number. I know it's a crazy number.
Yeah,
But you know what? You guys are listening. Help me out. Make me look like the same person in this bunch of group right here.
Dream big.
I dream big.
Yeah, that's the one thing I have to deal with Charles. Like, he dreams so big, he doesn't know how to get there, and he just forgets that dream. I'm like, bro,
That's
we
why
already
you're
down this
there.
path.
Hey,
I got to keep these guys in check, you know?
That's why I'm here. I help you guys reach your dreams. Let me use my experience.
hey, but like I said, dream big, but then also do the activity. Don't just dream big. And was it Jim Carrey the one that said that? Dream big, but then don't just stay home watching TV. Do the work to get to that dream.
Yeah.
So yeah, I just threw it out there just to manifest it into the universe.
Yeah.
So universe got it right. Got you.
Is that way?
Yeah, it's that way.
Lucky, what you got?
To recap 2022, man, when I think about the things that we created, what we did, when I asked myself, when you guys invited me to this podcast, would I be the one person that stays on the couch and watch everybody do all these different contents? Mm-hmm. Or I asked, Lupe this too, or would I be the one on the content while everybody's watching me? So that's what I thought about as I'm doing. I said, man, why am I sitting here watching everybody, liking everybody's stuff when that could be me too? So that's why, I wanted to be part of this, and it's happening. So when I get to go to work or go to the store, or when people see me in the community and they say, dude, you're the non-session guy. Yeah, man, we watch your content. We really like it. That brings a smile to my face. And I think that's most important. And I really enjoy this year. I look forward to next year, and I can't wait because it's going to get bigger. I hope we get to 10,000. I know that's a lot of work, but the audience, hopefully they can help out. In between those numbers is fine with me. So that's what I'm looking forward to. And this year has been amazing. Happy New Year's.
Victoria?
2022, I did a lot of stuff. Like I did the virtual New Year, which we raised $10,000 for nonprofits, and then I got to be part of Sobriety Fest, and then my platform kind of grew as well. So like,
Nice.
there's just a lot of things I was part of, and then now being part of this podcast and seeing where you guys are going, where you guys want to be, like with the community, which is aligns with the things that I want to do, is awesome. So like I said, like I just like woke up and starting my life in 2023. There's just so much to look forward to. Sobriety Fest. I know that Sobriety Fest is thinking about, being in Laos too. So I want to go to Laos, and then like wherever this podcast is going to go, like I know Lucky wanted to do like a community.
Yeah, like a big old like international country big gala. But also give awards to people that are recognized in the community. I always wanted to do that.
We should recognize our own people.
Yeah, our own people. Right. That's what I'm saying. Like, recognize them for their work. It could be from different spaces, but acknowledging and seeing that, who gets the opportunity to do that and televise that, or to the people, I think that's important to highlight those things, because we're a small population here in the United States, but we're strong and powerful in so many ways. So I definitely want to highlight that, and hopefully that we could be in charge of it in the future, and bring that to our community.
I see it. So yeah, I'm excited.
If you guys didn't know, we have 2 dreamers on this podcast.
Charles dream, and Toby said then Lucky comes as well.
I gotta keep them all in check, guys. Because I'm the realist over here. Like, wait, we can't achieve that goal. Like, okay, this is more of an achievable goal. Than just like, all right, we could do that. But definitely this year has been eye opening for me. As an individual and for our community. A lot of hate that I've seen toward our community. Like, I sat back and the last 2 years since COVID, I've felt like I should make a change and speak up for our people because nobody is, so I kind of want to take it upon myself and I think we are going down the right path, and I'm happy that we started this because like Lucky said, if we were just sitting there, like nobody's gonna speak up but us. Somebody got to be the one that's taking the reign and taking the heat, to be the first one, right? We're kind of one of the first
the first Southeast Asian podcast.
Right? I mean, there are some out there, right? But they speak Laos, and so they can't really, not everybody understand Laos.
Do you think from talking about regions and Central Valley and California? I think one of the first, and it's great to be part of space because there's so many great people out there that are really doing it too, and commend to them because they're uplifting us too. Because every time we see them. We see people like Victoria for the ThatOneLaoGirl and all these different content creator. That brilliant,
that Loud American, was it?
Yeah, Loud American Sports. Yeah,
and he's doing.
They're doing amazing work, and we want to continue uplifting them too because they help us out too as we grow, And that's the network surrounding the voice and the change that we want to see in our community and to move forward because we can't do this alone. It takes a whole village to do that. And I think our viewers. And our subscribers or people that follow us, you guys have been amazing to us too. And, it wasn't for you guys, we probably wouldn't be doing this today, So thank you guys so much.
Yep. All right, guys, that's it for us, right?
Yeah, and let us know if you guys have a certain topic that you guys want us to talk about or bring it up. Like, just shoot us a message, DM us.
And we had a few guys, Bird, he sent us a message too.
Bird, Sassy, right?
Yeah, that's great. We want to continue bringing that because as we work on our agenda, we're flushing that out right now. We want to highlight those things and your voice is part of our voice and it's important. And we want to highlight that on our next show.
All right, guys.
All right, guys. Thank you so much for this year. Look forward to next year.